next UFC champion of 2026. So Pantoja is the champion and he will face Joshua Van in December or November, which is an interesting fight, and I'm very excited for the flyweight division because what's his name? Tatsuro Taira is the next champion. He will be 2026 or 2027. This dude will be champion. He will. So he's gonna face what's his name? Moreno, and he's gonna beat Moreno by unanimous decision. He will beat Moreno by unanimous decision, and in 2026 against Pantoja, after Pantoja submits Joshua Van, he will get that title shot and he will beat Pantoja by TKO round 3. Mark my words, 2026, mid-2026, he will knock out. He will sleep Pantoja, and he will be the new flyweight champion. He will. Even though he's what's his dude's name? He's dominant, but not as Pantoja, but he will beat him. Now we get to Umar Nurmagomedov. Umar the Eagle Nurmagomedov. He unfortunately lost to Merab Dvalishvili, and he will probably face Mario Bautista later this year. I think in Abu Dhabi, in Russia. You know, because he's like a Muslim, so you know they do different stuff. So he's obviously gonna fight in Russia, Abu Dhabi. No, not. He's from Russia, but he will fight in Abu Dhabi. So in Abu Dhabi, he will face Bautista for, I think, the number 1 contendership, because Merab will beat Corey Sandhagen by TKO round 5. TKO, and he will face Umar next year, like June, July, and Umar will win. Umar will get the submission, and it will be a round 3 submission for Umar Nurmagomedov, the Eagle. The Eagle. He will beat him. But I think Peter Yan should face Umar. Umar versus Bautista makes 0 sense, because Umar is number 2, Yan is number 3, and Bautista is number 8, and he barely beat a guy from Bellator, so that makes no sense. So Umar should face Peter Yan for the number 1 contendership. Now we go to the next guy. Merab, we will beat you, and we will be the new champion. We will beat you, and we're gonna be the new bantamweight champion. Then we go to what's this guy's name? Oh, Volkanovski. Movsar Evloev. Well, the thing is, UFC don't like Movsar Evloev, because obviously Movsar Evloev is not as marketable. He's not like a Paddy Pimblett. You know Paddy Pimblett? He's very marketable. In England, he's very big. He's not like Conor McGregor, kind of big, but he's very big in England. So even though Movsar Evloev deserves a title shot, and I don't understand why, Murphy is getting a title shot of beating Pico, who's unranked. Makes no sense, because Movsar Evloev, he beat Aljamain Sterling, who's in the top 5. He beat Allen, who's like in the top 7, top 6. He beat Diego Lopez, who is in the top 3. The 3rd best featherweight is Diego Lopez. And this dude's resume is actually crazy. He has good wins, like Dan Ige, who's still ranked. And most of his wins, I know they're by decision, but it's at the end of the day, it's still wins, and he should get that title shot. And remember, he's also undefeated, you know. And I think he's gonna come back next year, not next year, but this year, because Murphy, for some reason, is getting a title shot, which makes no sense why he's getting a title shot, but somehow he's gonna get a title shot, and he's gonna get a title shot for some reason, even though I think Movsar 100% deserves a title shot. But I think he's gonna face Yair for a number 1 contendership, because Yair is looking to come back, and Movsar is also looking to come back after he pulled out because he was injured. And 2026, he will beat Volkanovski, and it's gonna be by a split decision. He will. Split decision. He will be the next champion. Then we go to Ilia Abduro, the next champion. Hear me out. Hear me out. This guy will 100% beat Ilia Abduro. This man, Aman Ankalayakis Sarukian. Ilia Topuria has been ducking and diving this man. He knows. I think Ilia Topuria is aware of Arman's danger. That's why he wants to face Paddy Pimblett, which makes no sense because Paddy Pimblett is number 8. And Arman is the number 1 contender. He is number 1 ranked. Oh, no, he's not number 1. Obviously, Islam is number 1, but Islam is going to fight at welterweight. So we all know Islam. So Arman Sarukian is the number 1 contendership. I mean, he's a number 1 contender, and he needs to face Ilia Topuria because I think Ilia is gonna fight next year. Because he's gonna fight his brother. I think he's fighting another guy, so he's probably gonna come back next year. Ilia Topuria is so inactive. I hate this guy so much. How do you knock out Charles Oliveira in 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and you're gonna come back next year? Are you kidding me? That makes no sense. So I think Arman is gonna have to fight someone for the number 1 contender because remember, UFC don't like Arman. Arman Sarukian is not marketable as like a Paddy Pimblett, you know. So he's gonna have to face someone. I think he's gonna face what's his dude's name? Paddy Pimblett. But the thing is, Paddy Pimblett is ducking and diving this man because I think Paddy Pimblett knows Arman will 100% beat him, and he will beat him. So I think Paddy Pimblett wants an easy road to a title shot. He wants that easy road, which is Justin Gaethje has 0 BJJ. If Paddy Pimblett takes Justin Gaethje down, it's over for Justin Gaethje. So I think that's why Paddy Pimblett doesn't want to fight him. That's why. So Arman will be champion in 2026. He will beat Ilia Topuria. I think January or February. I think February, and Arman is gonna win by submission. Round 2 submission or round 4 submission, kind of like similar to Islam versus Dustin Poirier. He will be the new lightweight champion of 2026. The new. Then the next welterweight champion is where is he? Is he here? Yeah. I think it's, where is he? Oh yeah, there's he. No. He's not. Oh fuck. Oh, damn. I made a mistake. My bad. I made a mistake. Go back to the rankings. I made a mistake. I don't know what I did. I made a mistake. It's not my fault. I made a mistake. Then it's, who's the next welterweight champion? Hear me out. Ian Machado Guerri, the dude from Brazil, he will be the champion of 2026. I think late 2026 he will be champion because I think he's gonna face Sean Brady. I think this year or next year, but I think he's gonna face what's his name, Sean Brady in November on the Islam card as maybe the featured fight or maybe just another fight on the card, and he will beat him. And I think he will probably face the winner of Jack Della Maddalena versus Islam Makhachev, even though Kamaru Usman deserves the title shot. I think Usman is gonna have to face Amir because UFC do like Usman, but like I think he's gonna have to face Amir, but I don't think he will face Amir because I think UFC don't like Amir Muhammad. So Amir is gonna have to fight someone down the rankings, which is Shafkat, who's number 3, and Ian Garry. If he wins, I think UFC love Ian Garry. Ian Garry is like John Jones, very lanky. He doesn't cut a lot of weight. He's very strong. He's very lanky. He's very long. He's very tall. It reminds me a lot of John Jones, and he's also well-rounded as John Jones. And I think he will beat Jack Della Maddalena. I think Jack Della Maddalena might beat Islam by split decision, and Ian Garry will beat Sean Brady, and he will win by unanimous decision, and he will face what's his name? He's gonna face Jack Della Maddalena, and he will win by submission. To be a triangle submission, round 4 submission for Ian Carey. It might be a unanimous decision, depends. So he will be champion of the welterweight division. I think it's going to be late 2026 because this is the best scenario for Ian Carey. Islam Makhachev beats Jack Della Maddalena, and then Islam versus Kamaru Usman. For the winner gets for the welterweight championship, and then Usman beats Islam Makhachev, and then Usman versus Ian Carey for number 1's contendership. No. Usman versus Ian Carey for the welterweight championship. 2026 late, maybe December, maybe October in Abu Dhabi, or October. Maybe it could be on the Khamzat Chimaev versus Nurmagomedov Imavov card, like the co-main event. Usman versus Ian Carey, co-main event of Khamzat versus Imavov, and the featured fight could be maybe Umar versus Peter Yan could be the featured fight, the third fight before the actual main event and the co-main event. Then we go to the middleweight champion. Reina Dorida. Yep. Oh, he's gonna face Allen. I thought Dorida was gonna face Costa, but I think he's facing Allen for some reason. All this matchmaking doesn't make sense. Isn't Allen coming off a loss? What the hell? What is this matchmaking? Brother, what is this matchmaking, brother? Isn't he coming off a loss? It makes no sense. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. The matchmaking makes no sense. How are you coming off a loss, but you're facing the number 4 guy in the division? Makes no sense. UFC matchmaking makes no sense. So Reina Dorida will beat Allen. What happened to Flavio Hernandez? I think he's injured. I think he hurt. Something happened to him. So I think he's not gonna fight. And also it's short notice. Remember, it's like a 5-week camp, which is very short for a camp. So Dorida is gonna, believe it or not, this is actually his 4th fight. 1, 2, 3, and then this one is probably gonna be his 4th against Allen. That is crazy activity by Reina Dorida. Like, it's so funny, Ilia Topuria fights once a year and he knocks out people in 1 round. It's so funny, he knocked out Charles Oliveira in 2 minutes and is coming back next year. Wow, Dorida barely beats Whittaker by decision, and he's gonna come back 2 months or 3 months later. See how inactive Ilia Topuria is. He's very inactive. And he also wants to fight Crawford, even though Crawford makes no sense. So I think Dorida is gonna face Allen, and he's probably gonna beat Allen by submission. Round 3 submission. And after that, I think he will get a title shot, because I think he's doing UFC a favor in a way, because I don't think nobody's gonna fight what's this dude's name, Reina Dorida. No way, nobody's gonna fight Reina Dorida, because look, Strickland is suspended. Israel Adesanya is not gonna take it because it's short notice, and Izzy doesn't like taking short notice fights, even though he does do that, but it's not worth the risk, basically. Whittaker, no. Hernandez is injured. Strickland is suspended. Imavov just won, so you wouldn't immediately fight Dorida, so that makes no sense. So Allen, I think he's coming off a loss. So he's actually doing UFC a favor. So he won 1 fight, but he lost the last 2. This makes no sense. But yeah, he will become Khamzat Chimaev. I think he's gonna stop the shot. And remember, Khamzat Chimaev doesn't like arm bars. Remember, Gilbert Burns got Khamzat in a arm bar, and Reina Dorida did the same thing to Bo Nickel. He actually got Bo Nickel in an arm bar, and then Bo Nickel had to go to his back, and he gave up his back to Dorida, and Dorida tried to sink in the choke. But my point is that he will beat Khamzat Chimaev by split decision. 48-47, 48-47, and 48-47 for Khamzat Chimaev. But if this happens in Abu Dhabi, that's very hard. I don't know if Reina Tereda beats Khamzat in Abu Dhabi. But I hope it doesn't happen in Abu Dhabi. I hope it happens in America, because I think Khamzat will lose. He will lose his Reina Tereda by split decision. Easy. Then we go to Magomed Ankalaev. Magomed Ankalaev, I think, will knock out Alex Pereira. I think this is the man who will beat Magomed Ankalaev. This dude will beat Magomed Ankalaev. Azamat Mozakonov, he will beat Magomed Ankalaev. Dead ass, he will beat him. Listen, the thing is, Magomed Ankalaev is a boxer, and he struggles with jabs. Because I remember when Pereira threw a jab in round 5, he couldn't defend the jab. Watch the 5th round. Alex Pereira versus Magomed Ankalaev. He couldn't really defend the jab, and Pereira caught him with that jab. And Azamat Mozakonov has a very good jab. He's very good. His jabs are very strong, and that's how he knocked out Rubiro, because of the jab. And I'm not comparing Rubiro to Magomed Ankalaev, because Magomed Ankalaev is 100 times better than Rubiro. But I think he will be champion 2026 in Abu Dhabi. Mozakonov versus Rakic. No. Mozakonov versus Magomed Ankalaev. And after he beats Rakic, he'll probably come back maybe in February before I think Ramadan, something like that, because I think he wants to come back if he beats Rakic, if he finishes him quickly. So he will beat Rakic, and then he will probably face someone like maybe an Olberg, the winner of Olberg and Reyes, and he will win that one. Yes, I hope he wins that. Mashallah, inshallah, alhamdulillah. And he will win that one, and he will probably face what's his dude's name, Magomed Ankalaev, for the light heavyweight championship in Abu Dhabi. Co-main event of Khamzat Chimaev versus Nursatin Imavov. I think probably, maybe they could, but the thing is, it won't sell, so they're probably gonna need a good main event. Maybe Islam versus Usman, and then they can have this as the co-main event. Could be interesting. Now we go to the heavyweight division. Tom Aspinall is the champion for some reason. I don't understand why he's a champion. It's like, this dude has been given a championship. He didn't even earn the championship, but he's been given it for some reason. So the guy who will beat him, I actually thought this man, Teixeira, could beat him, but I think this man beats Tom Aspinall. This dude, Walter Walker. This guy is a machine. He will beat Tom Aspinall. I don't know if it's going to be a heel hook, but it's going to be a submission. Because remember, Aspinall got submitted by a light heavyweight. Was it, I think, what's his name? Aspinall got submitted by a light heavyweight, I remember. I think he was 22 years old, and he got submitted with ease. And I think Walker is very good. Walker has power in his hands. He can sleep you, like knock you out, and he has that power to knock him out. And he beat Nzikuchuku by submission, which was very disappointing. But he will face Usman's brother, and I think he will fight later next year, probably against a Taipura. And after he beats Taipura, you'll face Blades, and you'll beat Blades by TKO. After he beats Blades by TKO, he will get the title shot versus Tom Aspinall. And after Tom Aspinall beats Almeida, because I think Almeida he's not a natural heavyweight. He's more of a light heavyweight, you know. He's like 235 pounds, and Walker is a natural heavyweight. And I think Aspinall will beat Gelton Almeida probably by submission. And But the heavyweight division is not exciting at all because Tom Aspinall is very boring. I mean, his style is not boring, but he's just not fun to. He doesn't talk a lot. He is very quiet, you know. And John Jones now left the division. I think John Jones is gonna want to fight in the White House. I mean, what's the White House? Something like that in 2026, because Dana White confirmed that there will be a White House in 2026, America stuff. And I think Dana is using Conor McGregor as leverage. So basically, Dana White really wanted to see John Jones versus Tom Aspinall, but that couldn't really happen because John Jones was injured and he couldn't accept, unfortunately. So now Tom Aspinall will face Almeida, and then John Jones could, you never know, John Jones could be the heavyweight championship again, and then they do Pereira versus John Jones for the heavyweight title in MSG 2026. You never know. But realistically, I don't think John Jones will come back. I think he won't come back. So Walter Walker is the only guy. The Clean Monster is the only guy. The Clean Monster is the only man to beat Tom Aspinall. Other than that, nobody will beat Tom Aspinall, unfortunately. So it all counts on him, and I think he will beat Tom Aspinall by TKO round 3. Because Tom Aspinall doesn't have good cardio. And I think Walker is gonna test his cardio. Or maybe even a Cyril Gane could beat him. But I think Cyril Gane, because of the ground game, I think Aspinall will take him down, and I think he will submit him in round 4. Round 4 submission for Tom Aspinall against Cyril Gane. Walter Walker will beat Blades, get that title shot, and you will be champion. Inshallah, he will be champion. So I think he will be champion.
I really don't get it. She say what you want her to say. At the end of the day, I'm still getting money. Regardless, I'm still getting paid. She want Gucci, Louis, and the Fendi. Fuck around and leave your pockets empty. Swear I ain't a killer, but don't tempt me. Missy, do you really miss me? She lie to your face. I really